At its absolute peak, BYJU'S was the most valuable startup in Indian history. It commanded a staggering $22 billion valuation and successfully raised hundreds of millions of dollars from investors around the world. But that image of absolute corporate invincibility is gone. Today, the founder of that company, BYJU'S Raveendran, faces a 6-month jail sentence handed down by a Singapore court for contempt. Look at this chart. We are tracking a line plummeting from that historical peak of $22 billion, straight down to a baseline of 0. And that 0 isn't an estimate from a rival firm. In 2023, Raveendran himself admitted in a press conference that the value of his company had evaporated entirely. How does a globally dominant corporate entity completely erase tens of billions of dollars in value? To answer that, we have to look past the top-line marketing and examine what the balance sheets actually reveal about this historic collapse. Long before the billions in funding, BYJU'S Raveendran was simply a student in Kerala. Born in 1980 to parents who were math and physics teachers, he eventually earned an engineering degree from a government college in Kannur. In 2003, as India experienced a massive boom in MBA applications, Raveendran took the highly competitive CAT exam. He scored a perfect 100 percentile. To prove it wasn't a fluke, he took the exam again and achieved another perfect score. When he began sharing his exact study methods and analytical shortcuts with his friends, their scores spiked as well. His reputation as an elite test prep tutor spread rapidly. Standard classrooms couldn't hold the thousands of students who wanted to hear his lectures. The demand literally spilled out into sports stadiums across southern India, which he had to rent out just to accommodate the massive crowds. This grassroots demand is the crucial context for everything that follows. Before the complex financial engineering and the aggressive corporate tactics, BYJU'S was built on a genuinely superior educational product that people desperately wanted. Sensing an opportunity to scale those stadium lectures, Raveendran and his wife, Divya Gokulnath, officially incorporated Think and Learn Private Limited in 2011. The critical pivot happened 4 years later, in 2015, when they packaged their digital lessons into a dedicated mobile app. This bar chart maps the resulting flood of institutional capital. Early investments from heavyweights like the Manipal Group and former Infosys leadership accelerated their growth. Watch the progression here. By 2019, the company crosses the $10 billion threshold, securing its status as a massive tech unicorn. Hitting that $10 billion mark altered the company's core motivation. The primary objective was no longer purely about educational outcomes. It became a mandate for aggressive user acquisition at all costs. With global lockdowns pushing students online, BYJU'S valuation surged from $10 billion to $22 billion. Prioritizing extreme growth speed, they adopted blitzscaling. Flush with cash, BYJU'S went on an acquisition spree, buying out competitors like Akash and White Hat Jr. to monopolize the sector. To project an image of absolute global dominance, they initiated an extraordinary marketing burn, securing official sponsorship rights for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Domestically, they captured the most visible advertising real estate by placing the BYJU'S logo squarely on the jerseys of the Indian national cricket team. They also hired incredibly expensive celebrity ambassadors like Shah Rukh Khan and Lionel Messi to endorse the platform and mask the brand in premium glamour. But the hyper-visible marketing masked a fatal structural flaw. They were artificially buying their growth and market share using investor cash rather than earning sustainable profitability from their operations. This flow diagram maps the crisis that broke the company. Allegations surfaced that $533 million, roughly 4,500 crore rupees, was secretly siphoned out of the main corporate entity through fake billing, moving entirely off-screen to foreign accounts. The immediate chain reaction was panic. Creditors began aggressively demanding their money back. When pressured, BYJU'S leadership failed to produce verified financial statements to prove the company was actually solvent. The ultimate red flag for the global market came when top-tier international auditors, including Deloitte, abruptly abandoned the company, citing severe accounting irregularities. When the trusted auditors walked away, it proved that the $22 billion valuation was a mirage, resting entirely on unverified and manipulated numbers. This brings the timeline to the present day in a Singapore courtroom, where a subsidiary of the Qatar Investment Authority filed a lawsuit attempting to track down the missing funds. The court repeatedly ordered Raveendran to hand over property documents to trace the assets. He refused. That direct defiance of the court resulted in a contempt charge, a severe financial penalty, and a 6-month jail sentence. Even now, Raveendran publicly claims he is orchestrating a comeback, but the reality on the ground is stark. Thousands of employees have lost their jobs, and billions of dollars of investor capital have been incinerated. The collapse of BYJU'S serves as the ultimate modern cautionary tale. It proves that aggressive hypergrowth, when stripped of rigorous financial accountability, will inevitably reduce even a giant to zero. If you want to understand the exact mechanics behind the next major market triumph or failure, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We are the Market Monk, and we'll see you in the next breakdown.